TelecomTV, where ICT connects.
Hello, you're watching TelecomTV. I'm Martin Warwick and I'm reporting from Bad Homburg in Germany, which is a spa town near Frankfurt, and we're at the SDN and Openflow World Congress 2013. And I'm talking with Dr. David Amzallag from Alcatel-Lucent. David, you're very welcome. NFV is happening now. There's been a lot of hype around SDN and NFV over the past couple of years, but it's happening. And Alcatel-Lucent is a big player in the market, and you're taking NFV to the next step. What does that mean?
You're right. NFV is happening over the last year. It's actually have started even beforehand, but we saw quite an extensive activity from all of the biggest operators around NFV. All of them are actually running, or some of them are running proof of concept, some of them are running live trials, and we took NFV to the next step, meaning that we are now much more mature in the way we are actually working with our customers. The design actually been taken further to the much more advanced technologies, much more thinking about the specific use cases. Operations is being taken care in a much more wider sense than before. This means that NFV is being taken from an innovative incubation mode into the real network, into real operations of the network.
Does that require a new way of working?
Absolutely. NFV is not a product. Yes, we are selling products to our customers, but NFV essentially is not a product. It's a new way, it's a different way of managing the network. If beforehand the operator actually buy, after a well-known procedure, a certain product from a vendor, this is not the case in the NFV domain. A tight collaboration between Alcatel-Lucent and specifically Cloudband business unit to the operator in designing the strategy around NFV, in shaping the specific use case for early adoption, for a specific relationship between the different vendors that are participating in the use case at hand, together with the operator, are actually crucial. For that, several months ago, we launched a unique ecosystem that actually gathered together almost 50. So far, around 20 already finalized the registration and the joining to this ecosystem, and around 30 are about in process. We establish a unique ecosystem around NFV, meaning that every use case, every NFV activity that is being done in the market, being done by several vendors. The relationship between the application and the application owners and the management system, the single management system that is managing and orchestrating NFV, is crucial. And being part of this ecosystem, being part of this new way of managing the network, by the way, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
David, it seems obvious that virtualized functions should be located where A, they're most effective, and B, where they're least expensive. What do you think is the optimal management model for NFV for the governance of the virtualized network?
This is an excellent question. This is actually the heart of the orchestrator of managing NFV. Naturally, you would think that I have a distributed cloud topology which is echoed the way the network is building. And while I'm having a request for new service, why not to locate the virtual or the instance of the virtualized application, closest to the place where it's requested? Sometimes it's the natural thing to do. But in NFV in Cloudband, we realized that this is not the case. You need to be much more intelligent in order to manage it correctly. Why? Because requests are coming all the time, in mass, it's actually getting. So you need to take care of all of the resource management across the different nodes, across the different sites. So if you will locate virtualized network functions or VMs that are instantiate virtualized network functions in just the closest place, you will find yourself with a bottleneck of one of the resources. So you will suffer from lack of memory, you will suffer from lack of compute, and so on and so forth. The idea is to do this in such a way that you will minimize the probability for such a bottleneck. We are doing this. VM placement is an essential part of every orchestrator in an NFV domain.
Thank you. Originally, it was thought that NFV would replace existing appliances and devices with hosted functions. And the presumption is that hosting will be on general purpose servers. And I know this because I read the NFV paper yesterday, and that's what it says. But many reckon that hosting will also take place in operator data centers as well, and thus NFV will spread out because the original notion of commercial servers won't support the full range of network service models. So, after a long preamble, will there be, do you think, can there be a single encompassing management system for NFV?
I do believe so. I think the framework of a management system will be a bit wider for this question. So NFV platform that is comprised of management and orchestration, that's for sure. From management perspective, we are speaking about a new type of OSS, a single OSS, rather than thousands of different OSS systems that each of the operators actually having today. And this single OSS will be comprised also from the management or orchestration for NFV, but this will be the new way of managing the network.
Okay, changing pages for our next one. Here's one I would like you to speculate about, if you would. Do you think NFV will become the biggest consumer of cloud networking and SDN services? And if so, what impact will that have?
So, if I'm allowed to be a bit visionary here.
By all means.
Thank you. I think that over the next few years, we will see NFV in a very simple manner actually controlling the network. Meaning that I can definitely see an operator actually designing his new services, and while he realizes that he needs a certain virtualized network function, he's getting into the vendor app store, like Alcatel-Lucent app store, identify the requested network function, requested application, press the button, download the application, onboard the application on his management and orchestration, and that's all. This is very simple. This is the way that I think that the new network will be managed by operators. Very simple, in a very automatic way. Very simple.
Thank you. A final question to you. Just about a year ago to the day, the original white paper on NFV was published at the last SDN and Openflow World Congress in Darmstadt, also here in Germany. What has happened to both those subjects in the years since?
So no doubt that paper did a lot to the industry. For me, the way it was written was less impacted than the fact that operators has gathered together and together stood on the same stage and say, okay, this is the way that we see our future. This actually has a lot of impact in the industry. The industry now, a year after, is absolutely different in the way we actually look on NFV and SDN. That's for sure. ETSI NFV is going to launch the NFV paper number 2, even this year. This paper will not be similar to the visionary paper that actually issued a year ago. And this paper will mainly do two main things. One is to screen or to overview the contribution that ETSI NFV brought to the industry over the last year. And they contributed a lot. The second is to come up with two new messages. The first one is the OSS. The OSS industry, the OSS market, even the OSS needs of the operators are going to be impacted by NFV. And this should be a crucial part of NFV. The second one is the needs for an industry, for an open source driven industry. Meaning that the good example that OpenStack gave us in the managing and orchestrating IT cloud is a good example how to deliver and how to interface between technologies, different platforms, different technologies all together, also in the telco industry. Open source are actually the key for a much better and much efficient technology, and this is the second message of the NFV paper that is going to be published, to be announced this week.
Okay. Dr. David Amzallag, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
TelecomTV, where ICT connects.